Hi, my name is Rick Kennedy, and I'm running for United States Congress here in the 17th District in Central Texas. Healthcare is far and away the most important issue to the people of Central Texas. And while our healthcare system is incredibly complex, what people want from healthcare is really quite simple. They want access to quality healthcare, and they don't want to go broke or bankrupt trying to pay for it. That's why I support the Medicare for America Act. Medicare for America will provide access to quality healthcare for all Americans. It will provide protection for bankruptcy due to healthcare costs. It will help us rein in the cost of prescription drugs by allowing the government to negotiate prices with pharmaceutical companies, and unlike other proposals, will not outlaw private health insurance.
SHN Live is an online audio and visual production company based out of Austin, Texas that specializes in broadcasting live events. Hi, I'm Carl Schoening, the Director of Broadcasting and co-founder of SHN Live. When my business partner Rob Hipp and I started SHN Sports in 2015, we made our slogan, "Your Team, Your Broadcast," because we envisioned bringing live broadcasting to undercovered sporting events as affordable as possible to schools and organizations. We started out with Georgetown ISD high schools and in 5 years have expanded to 6 states with over 30 affiliates, while also doing production for NCAA teams, conference tournaments, and even the NCAA Division II basketball tournament. In 2020, we rebranded to SHN Live as we provide resources and training for more than just sports. SHN Live is for anyone interested in any kind of online media production. We make broadcasting on our platform free, and we teach our affiliates how to most cost-effectively start broadcasting. If you have a computer, we can teach you the basics of live streaming today. If you become an affiliate, you can put on live streams that look and sound professional once you have collected all of our recommended equipment. And by being an SHN affiliate, we will provide sales support, audio and visual elements to improve your broadcast such as static and motion graphics, access to our Facebook SHN Live affiliates page, and on-demand troubleshooting and tutorial videos. You can also contact Rob or myself for help, and we'll get back to you free of charge. Rebranding in 2020, SHN Live started because of one question. Why pay third-party companies hundreds or even thousands of dollars a year for live streaming when you can own your own equipment and put on a professional quality live stream at any time yourself? With SHN's platform, you can control everything from who is on your broadcast to keeping 100% of your advertisement money sold. While SHN will try to sell advertisements with national companies across the network and then give a kickback to participating broadcasts. If you want your broadcast to look and sound the best possible, we recommend getting the SHN Live Academy subscription, where we teach you everything you need to know about online media production. For an affordable monthly investment, you will get a credit towards SHN services, access to monthly broadcasting webinars produced by SHN Live, monthly broadcast critiques, access to advanced SHN video tutorials where we teach fundamentals of broadcasting with experienced professional broadcasters, and how we create our audio and visual elements so you can make your broadcast more personalized, as well as discounted rates for our services such as making those broadcast elements, emergency support calls when service can be available, and enhanced sales support for your broadcast. If you want your events to be broadcast professionally and on your own budget, fill out the form below and we'll get you set up as an SHN affiliate within 24 hours. To get started today, check out our next videos on what equipment
Jared Tucker here with us tonight. As far as our coaches show is going, we're going to do it a little different as we're waiting for a couple of the guys that are going to be here, the players, to make their way here. So we're going to get the coaches in first. So, Coach, we're coming off of a win last week in our district opener against Brownsboro. We talked about it being a new season in your starting district, and to go 1-0 is pretty big. Y'all kind of give us your takes on how last weekend for you all?
Yeah, it's always good to start with that first win. Like we told the kids, it's been a while since they felt that feeling. Knowing that we got that first one in district, when it's a small district, knowing that every one of them counts, is huge, just for our mindset going forward. But just this week that we can't be settled. Got to keep going, keep getting better because we got a big one this week.
Kind of just piggyback off what Coach Tucker said. I mean, every game's big, so it's a small district. We need as many as we can get. So we got to try to keep pushing, take it 1 week at a time. But that was a huge win for us, though.
One of the things we've talked about each weekend with you guys, you both coached the linemen on your respective sides of the ball, is the physicality that the guys have played with each week and how they're becoming more physical and becoming more comfortable within their roles in the scheme of offense and defensive play. What were some of the things? I mean, last week it was kind of crazy. Us sitting up at the top and we were calling the game, and I was like, man, that first half, I think I seen some stuff that you rarely ever see in a football game, and I think it all happened during the first half of the game.
Kind of like if you was
last
watching
week.
a middle school game, some crazy things happen.
And then we come out after half and come back out of the locker room, and we started to really see us start to dominate on both sides of the ball. So what were kind of some of the things that we saw us kind of fix and change after halftime last week?
I think defensively it was just toughness. I mean, we need to be more tough as far as playing up front. We just need to, we was kind of getting a little bit outworked in the first half. So in the second half, we kind of put it together. The guys got rolling, and the rest was history.
On the offensive side, like you said, starting up front, trying to get that physicality and everything that we've been looking for. Our guys in the back end, they're very good.
Right.
They're honestly some of the best that I've ever seen. It makes my job easy because we only got to give them a little bit. Those guys up front, we give them a little bitty crease, and we got 4 guys in the backfield. They can go make something happen at any time. So that's the special thing about it, and that's what the kids are starting to buy into with our offense is we can go put 60-something points on the board, and we can score in a hurry. And that physicality is going to be there, but we just got to give those guys a little crease, and they're going to go do something special.
You kind of hinted at it right there just a second, Coach Tucker, as you said. We did. We put up 63 points on Friday. So how is that with you and your guys to know, hey, we can go do this and we can put up big points?
Well, you go look at it, we really didn't have that many yards. A lot of the times our special teams, we kick off, we recovered it on like the 4-yard line. So we had a short field a lot of the time, and so it just all phases of the game, we got after it. So having the short field, realizing that our backs can go make something happen. They've got a lot of energy up front, just because they know that if we do our job and just do our job, that we're going to have positive gains. So our big thing, we can't play behind the sticks. Realizing that there's a couple times that we had some penalties, some false starts, stuff like that, holding calls that brought us back, and that's where we struggled. And so just realizing that we got to play ahead of the sticks, every down, and just keeping that mentality of always going forward.
And then as far as you being the coach of the defensive line, your guys even got in on the scoring, and one of your D linemen got into the end zone. How was that?
That's just a good feeling. I was happy for him because not every day D linemen can score. So
Right.
when we score, just take advantage of it. Ball was in the end zone. He was running full speed, got on it, touchdown. So I was just happy for him. At least he did the right thing. It was flying around to the ball, but that's what happens when you fly around, you make plays. So it was good. He could have loafed on that play and not got there. So.
Well, one question I want to ask you is if you went back and watched the game, or if you were watching the game live that night, we kept saying, if you're not here watching this game, what you're seeing on screen, it doesn't match up to what we're seeing live. And, we had Mexia go up 21-7, and we're in our mindsets, we're thinking Mexia's fixing to just run away with this. And then all of a sudden, Nichols jumps into that backfield and gets that little pitch out and runs it for a touchdown. And then there at the end of the half, You had the blocked field goal to tie the game up. And coming off of the non-district play, and then going in at halftime tied, knowing, we was putting a pretty good whooping on these boys, and just a couple of simple plays ties it up. What was the demeanor of the guys as they came into the locker room, offensively and defensively?
As far as defense go, the demeanor wasn't really bad. I mean, of course we know. I mean, they had a big play right before the half, so I mean that's gonna shake them a little bit. But I mean, the demeanor wasn't really bad. I mean, like we always tell them, it's just one quarter that kind of hurts us. So I mean, if we can just get past that one quarter, then I think we'll be good. But the demeanor in the locker room, I don't think it was too bad. I mean, they was ready to go. They kind of knew what was at stake, so it wasn't that bad defensively.
Yeah, the biggest mood that I could tell was heard some of the kids say, we exhaled. We took our foot off the gas too soon. And that's high school football. You never know when somebody's going to step up and make something happen. I mean, there's going to be plays made all over the place. And you never know when that one play is going to be the one that changes the momentum of a game. And so that was the deal. We came back in the second half with the mindset of it's 0-0. It's time to take care of business. And I think we did.
So kind of transitioning from last week's game and that win into this week, we're getting ready on Friday to travel over to Van to take on their football team, and I've seen a few things on them over the past few days, knowing that they have, a couple pretty good players out there. One in particular stands out. I think everybody has talked about him throughout the week. But, they're more of that kind of spread them out, move the ball around, up-pace offense. What are some of the things that you guys defensively are looking at as far as they go?
Defensively, I mean, we just been working on kind of lining up fast. I mean, we've been trying to get where we got to go, in a hurry. The spread, I mean, it's something different, but, I mean, we got to be ready for whatever we're going to face. So, I mean, we work on it every week, and we know what guys we got to stop, and we kind of know what we got to do in order to win the game. So, I mean, it's a big task, but I feel like we got the guys. I mean, we got some guys too, so we got to try to get the job done.
Gotcha. And I mean, defensively, like we said last week, I think we've already seen pretty much a combination of almost anything that people can throw out at you as far as what they're going to do on defense. And I know last week we saw Brownsboro have 11 men in the box, 10 men, 9 men, jump back into a 3-man front, so they kind of showed us everything last week. What are you really looking at as far as your offensive line wise and offensively? What are some of the keys to combat the defense that Van has?
Well, Van is they're a program team. Coach Moffitt's been there for a long time. They do a really good job coaching those guys up. They're going to be athletic. They're fast up front. They're athletic. They've got one of the better defensive tackles that we'll see this year. And we've seen some good ones. They're going to be really good at what they do. And so just trying to find what we can take advantage of, and just looking for ways that we can set up our guys in the back end to be successful. Just coming off physical, trying to reestablish the line of scrimmage every play. That's going to be our key.
I noticed that when we played Navasota, it seemed like that the defense had someone's spine on the quarterback almost the whole game, which I'm not saying that was the mentality of it. But as we was talking, there's one key guy on Van that we know that we really need to watch out for. Are y'all going to go into the mentality of we have to keep our eyes on this player the whole game, or how are y'all going to approach taking him out of the scenario of the offense? Because usually if you stop that one good key player, it usually diminishes the plays that the offense for the other team has on the field and gives your defense rest to go in strong in the second half.
I mean, we know we got to stop. We know we got to stop the guy. But I mean, they have other guys. So, I mean, they're like Coach said, they're a good football team. So they got good guys that surrounding him. So yeah, we want to stop him, but we don't want to get so lax in trying to stop one person that 3 or 4 other guys beat us. So I mean, we gotta come to the game plan where we want to try to stop them, but we don't want to just put all our eggs in one basket. I mean, they still got 10 other guys on the field. They got to do their job as well. So I mean, they got a good football team. So we got to do what we got to do.
And one thing we've noticed and we've talked about throughout the years, when we get to see teams that are going to kind of spread it out, line up and gun, and look to throw it a little bit, kind of plays into the hands of your defensive linemen who have a lot of speed themselves and really get after the ball. So is that something that your guys are excited that they're not, that they get to kind of pin their ears back and go a little more, hopefully this week, than having to take on, the unbalanced lines and people, running straight at them all the time?
Yeah, I think up front, I think it's just a challenge. I mean, they want to put the ball in there. I mean, that's kind of what they do. So, up front, we gotta do what we coach to do. I mean, they gotta just play their game. So, we gotta try to get to the quarterback some type of way. So, I mean, our 3 guys got to try to make plays up front.
And I heard you say earlier, Coach Tucker, that they're fast up front on their defensive line, going against your offensive line guys. Are they, we talk about every week, where you rarely ever the bigger team going into a game, but does Van have a lot of size, as far as their defensive?
I mean, I wish I knew what factory they got their kids from. I mean, they all look the same. They're all linebackers. I mean, they don't have a prototypical D lineman. I mean, they got 11 linebackers. That they're all about the same build. I mean, they play hard. I mean, they're a really good football team.
Well, we appreciate you guys for coming and sitting with us tonight. Y'all have anything else y'all want to talk with us about, or any shout outs y'all want to give anybody? Well,
one thing I'd like to say is I asked the players this last week, and now I get to ask the line coaches, how y'all like this cooler weather? Is it played a good forte?
It's going to be great.
It's going to be good.
Can't wait.
Well, we appreciate you guys. We'll say good luck Friday.
Appreciate
Go
it.
Cats. All right. Thank y'all.
Hi, my name is Rick Kennedy, and I'm running for United States Congress here in the 17th District in Central Texas. Healthcare is far and away the most important issue to the people of Central Texas. And while our healthcare system is incredibly complex, what people want from healthcare is really quite simple. They want access to quality healthcare, and they don't want to go broke or bankrupt trying to pay for it. That's why I support the Medicare for America Act. Medicare for America will provide access to quality healthcare for all Americans. It will provide protection for bankruptcy due to healthcare costs. It will help us rein in the cost of prescription drugs by allowing the government to negotiate prices with pharmaceutical companies, and unlike other proposals, will not outlaw private health insurance.
back with our player segment of the show this week. We just wrapped up the coaches segment. Tonight, sitting with us, we have Greg Eccles and Will Coleman, along with James and myself tonight. Guys, we just talked to the coaches. Now we get to sit and talk with you all. It's all right. We want y'all to have fun, relax, talk with us a little bit. Y'all coming off a win last week and, moving to 1-0 in district, putting yourself in a good position to stay at the top of the district race, and right now all the teams in the district are vying for those playoff positions. So winning that game was big. So you want to talk to us a little bit about how last week went and how it feels, to be sitting 1-0 right now?
I mean, it was a big success, and it's kind of like a lot of weight taken off our shoulders too, because 1-0. I mean, lose if you had lost the first game, it already put us behind, but we're kind of ahead, so it's a good start. We just got to keep going.
Going great. First win in district, we already had losing enough as it is, and then to come out and win our first game in district, it's amazing. It's a good first step.
Good, and you guys kind of, play everywhere. Greg, you're on special teams and defense. Will, you played some offense last week. More offense last week than we usually see you, but you're usually back at your safety position. With the game being last week, we talked about it, and we talked about it with the coaches a little bit. For the first half, I think it was some of the craziest football that we've seen in a while, where we jumped out early, and then it seemed like we had a good hold on the game, and then they came storming back and tied the game up, and then it was kind of a battle there for the first half. And then you guys went into the locker room for halftime, and you come back out, and it seems like you guys kind of settled down and took control of the game and kind of ran on with it. What were some of the things that you all noticed as the game was going that y'all were able to get under control to take advantage of and come out with the win?
I just felt like we noticed that something we kind of did notice at the beginning of the game, because we went up about 21 up. They were actually really physical, and they weren't giving up at all. Like, every play, they were still going hard, and so I feel like they just caught a few players slacking in certain plays, and that's how they scored so much. But, I mean, other than that, once we got back from halftime, we focused up, and we realized that it wasn't just going to be an easy game where we could blow over them. So.
We got a little bit too comfortable whenever we got our 21-7. We shouldn't have really let up. They shouldn't even score 7, if I'm being honest, but things happen. But we went in the locker room, came back, fixed it.
And that's one thing I was asking the coaches. Y'all had that game pretty well in hand, besides a couple of plays that happened, bam, bam, bam. And go to halftime, it was tied up, which y'all came back out with and made your adjustments on defense, and they only scored one touchdown. When y'all went into the locker room, I asked the coaches how y'all's demeanor was, but was y'all mad? Was y'all mad because it was tied?
I mean, we just knew that it shouldn't have been like that. Like, we kind of all knew that we messed up a little bit, and I feel like that's why we had such a good second half, because we knew we had to do better, so that's what we did.
Like, things like this whenever we're up, and then we let little things like get the game close. It gets a little frustrating, but as a team we worked together and we came back.
So was there any blaming other teammates for not getting their responsibilities, or did everybody just come together and say, hey, y'all know what, we got this, we had them under control, we're going to go back out and just do our thing?
We know how to hold ourselves accountable for whenever we messed up. We're not really a your fault type person, type of team.
So moving into this week, we're getting ready to travel over to Van and take on their team. It'll be the second district game. They were off last week, so they're looking for their first victory in district. From what we've seen and what we've heard, they have a solid team over there. A couple good players, with you both being on the defensive side of the ball mostly. Except for when you play offense, Will. what are some of the things that you guys know you're going to have to key on this week, and some of the big things that you may have made mistakes on in the past that you know that you have to solidify this week to kind of keep the train rolling from last week's win?
I mean, they're going to pass the ball a lot more, so we're going to have to make sure we keep our eyes open. And then they got 2 fast backs that they can put in the backfield at the same time in the Wildcat. So we just got to make sure we contain that, and we should be good.
We got to put hands on the second receiver. We messed up with that a lot. And then with the pulling and whatnot, the back, we wasn't really getting to him. We got to take care of that.
Well, it sounds like you guys, I know y'all have done y'all's film work this week, and y'all have been practicing out there hard, getting ready for the game. Is there anything else that you have going into Friday night that you guys have really talked about and kind of really stressed this week?
Being consistent, that's it. Playing a full 4 quarters. Other than that, we got it.
Sounds good. Well, James,
I've got one more question. If y'all had to rate this game against Brownsboro, would y'all give it a 4-star or a 5-star?
I mean, considering that we're playing, it's going to be a 5-star game, so it's going to be a good game for sure. We're going to do something.
We're supposed to be an underdog this game, so it's a really big game.
So how many stars would you give it?
That's a 5-star.
5-star game.
Yeah, 5-star game.
So we want to thank you guys for sitting with us and talking to us. Glad y'all come in and loosen up and have fun with us and talk a little bit. But we want to say good luck to y'all Friday night. We'll be there. We'll be rooting y'all on and calling the game. So be prepared, be ready, play hard, guys. All right, go Black Cats.
Appreciate y'all.
No problem.
Mexia Black Cat Football and Athletics. We have items for all occasions, including gender reveals, weddings, 4th of July, and New Year's. For more information and to stay up to date, please visit our Simpson Fireworks Facebook page. Go Cats!
Tonight's game is sponsored by Mexia Sports Network, Greer & Greer Mobile Detail, Woodman Life, Subway, Joe Fridays, Elizabeth C. Ferrari Realtor, and Big Drip Fashion Hall.
Big Drip Fashion Hall is now open in Mexia. Big Drip offers a variety of the latest styles of urban clothing, serving boys and men of all sizes from toddlers to 6XL. Big Drip Fashion Hall is guaranteed to meet all of your fashion needs. Come check us out. 1335 East Milam Street in Mexia, across from Hibbett Sports.
Mexia Insurance Services proudly supports Mexia ISD, the Mexia Black Cats, and the Mexia Lady Cats. Located at 811 Milam Street and serving the Tri-County area insurance needs for over 30 years, with coverages for auto, home, business, life, health, and renters, as well as bonds. Call today for a free quote and a review of your current coverage. 254-562-3894. Go Cats! Milestones and moments that become memories to last a lifetime. Brandy Garza at Photo Trappings downtown Mexia is here to capture all of your milestones and moments, offering newborn, children, seniors, family, and special occasion photography. Visit Photo Trappings on Facebook for all the latest specials and mini sessions. Photo Trappings, 115 East Commerce, downtown Mexia. Call or text 254-562-PICS.
8 predictions. We'll bring you high school, college, and NFL predictions for this week. We were just sitting and talking, trying to sort out who's actually playing this week and who's been postponed so far with the ongoing COVID pandemic. We know some of the games have been postponed and moved around, and we had a Tuesday night NFL game this week, and we're not sure if there's going to be a Thursday night one.
See, I was going to pick a winner for that game, but it might be cheaper.
But we're
Groesbeck is playing tonight too, right? Last Wednesday night.
Is Tig playing tonight?
Tig and Groesbeck are playing
They're playing
tonight.
tonight.
Last week they played Thursday, so they got to play.
I seen Tig 3 buses a while ago for Tig.
Oh, it's tonight.
Yeah, every 6 days that district's playing.
So, you the superintendent? Oh. So we're gonna get this thing rolling, and we're gonna start with our high school games for the week. And since we're already talking about the goats, it's the first one on our list. Freddie's Groesbeck Goats versus the Tig Lions. He picked against his goats last week for the first time in a long time.
But they was playing Malakoff.
They were playing Malakoff last week. They're playing Tig this week, so we're gonna see what Freddie gives them.
My prediction this week will be Groesbeck 35, Tig 7.
Groesbeck 35, Tig 7. So Freddie is back on the goat train this week and picking his goats to get a win.
Would that be a
James, what do you got?
Well, I did kind of go off of what Dino was saying about the 7 points. So I am taking the Groesbeck Goats 28-7.
I'm taking them 28-7.
I got Groesbeck 35-7.
Oh, okay. We changed it up.
I think I'm going to be a little more lenient. Because it's Groesbeck, I think Tig will score 14, but Groesbeck will still score 35. And next we'll move down to the team that Groesbeck faced last week as the Malakoff Tigers host Kemp.
I'm taking Malakoff 35-6.
I'm taking Malakoff 35-7.
I got Malakoff 62-23.
I'm gonna take Malakoff big too, Dino. I'm gonna take them 49-17. And we'll move over to the #1 Mark Panthers as they travel up to Hubbard to take on the Jaguars.
I'm gonna take Mark 42-14, and the 14 is because Mark's gonna rest their guys in the fourth quarter, and Hubbard's gonna get that extra touchdown.
Well, I picked Mark 40-14 too.
I got Mark 55-3.
Oh, I'm gonna take Mark 42-14 this week over the Jaguars. And now our neighbors up the road, the Coolidge Yellow Jackets, will be hosting the Penelope Wolverines.
I think Coolidge will take this 60-50.
I took Penelope 65-45.
I got Coolidge 47-33.
I'm taking Coolidge this week too. I think the Yellow Jackets will put up 63 and Penelope will put up 45. And so we'll move over as the Marlin Bulldogs play host to the Kearns Bobcats.
And I think Marlin will take this at home 27-14.
I got Marlin 28-21.
I got Marlin 26-17.
Marlin's been doing they're improving.
Yeah.
You know, they got a couple wins under their belt and they're home this week. So I'm taking Marlin as well over the Bobcats.
That's what I said at work earlier. I said Marlin's kind of been impressive this year.
Yeah, I think they're going to win this one 27-20.
Groesbeck 6, Tig 7. Second quarter.
So looking down at our sheet, we moved down to the #1 Ennis Lions are at home against the Greenville Lions.
I think Ennis will take this easily 35-10.
I got 35-14.
I got the Lions 40-13.
And I'm taking, he said the Lions. Which Lions?
Yeah. Oh, it's 2 Lions. Ennis Lions.
Hey, it's top secret.
Look closer, you might see Daniel in that den.
And I'm going to go with the Ennis Lions also, 35-14 against the Greenville Lions. Next, we'll go to from the #1 team to the #2 team as Highland Park travels over to Rockwall to take on the Yellow Jackets.
I think Highland will go into Rockwall and take this 23-17.
I got Highland Park 28-21.
I got Highland Park 30-20.
And I'm going to take the Scots in this one 35-21. And Moving on down from the number 2 team in 5A to the number 2 team in 3A, the Grandview Zebras will be visiting the West Trojans.
And I'm going to give Grandview the victory 45-27. You know, West, they got them country boys, and they're going to put up a good fight.
Yeah, well, they're going to play football.
Oh, yeah.
Grandview 35-21.
I got the Zebras 47-21.
I'm gonna go Grandview 42-20 over West. Now moving down Mansfield, we have the Mansfield Wolves hosting the Cleburne Yellow Jackets.
Hey, I think the Mansfield Wolves will play man football and win this one 28-10.
I got Mansfield 35-14.
I got the Wolves 30-10.
And I'm going to take Mansfield 27-13. And next we get a pretty good matchup of some perennial powerhouses in the 5A ranks. As number 2 Aledo, the Bearcats will host the number 12 Cedar Hill Longhorns.
Yeah, I'm going to give Aledo the victory 24-17.
I'm going to take them 35-28.
I'm going to take the Bearcats 37-30.
And I'm right along there with Vance, as I'm going to take Aledo 35-28. I think that's going to be a good game. Next, we'll have the Temple Wildcats will be traveling over to Copper's Cove to take on the Bulldogs.
Now, I think the Wildcats moved up to number 23 in
5A,
6A. And so I'm taking them 28-13.
I'm going to take Temple 28-21.
I got Temple 28-17.
Well, I'm going to take Temple 31-17, as I think Temple will pull that one out. And now we'll move over to James's alma mater, as the Gerald Cougars host James's Conley Cadets.
I think the Cadets are a little bit upset, which, you know, when you play Salado, like Dino said, you know, it's ball control against Salado, but Conley's going to be a little upset and take this one 40-14.
I got Conley 35-7.
I got Conley 31-14.
I'm going to take Conley in this one. I think there'll be a little too much for Gerald, and I think they're going to win pretty big, 45-7. Next, we move over is Corsicana. The Tigers will be visiting Roy City to take on the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a close one, and I'm going to take Corsicana 28-27.
I'm going to take Corsicana 28-14.
I got the Tigers 34-20.
And I'm taking Corsicana 28-17. Now we'll move over into our district action. The other teams that are in the district with the Mahale Black Cats will have the other game will be the Brownsboro Bears hosting the Bullard Panthers.
And if you look at both of these offenses, they put up basically the same amount of points. And so I'm taking Bullard 35-34 in the second overtime.
Only the second. I'm going to take Brownsboro 28-14.
I got Panthers 40-17.
I'm going to take Bullard in this one. I'm going to think Bullard is going to win 34-17. So moving on down, it'll be a big matchup this week, as the Mahale Black Cats will be traveling down the road to play the Van Vandals.
I think the struggle this week for Mahale is going to be the second quarter for Van, because they usually get most of their points in the second quarter, barring a shutout against Pittsburgh. But I'm still taking the Black Cats 28-20.
I'm taking the Black Cats 28-21.
I got the Black Cats 30-24.
I'm taking the Black Cats in this one 35-28. So that'll wrap up our high school portion. We're going to have a quick commercial break. We're going to have a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with our college segment of our prediction show.
Omar didn't want to do it.
He ain't got no choice.
Well, he got outvoted.
All right,
didn't he?
and we're back with our Week 8 predictions. We're on to our college segment as we just wrapped up the high school predictions. Our first game will be the Louisiana Raging Cajuns hosting Coastal Carolina.
I'm going to give the Raging Cajuns this 35-14.
I'm going to take the Cajuns 35-7.
I got the Cajuns 27-7.
And I'm taking the Cajuns as well, and I think they're going to win 31-14. Our next game will be the number 17 SMU Mustangs traveling to Tulane to take on, what are they, the Hurricanes?
Yeah.
And this is going to be one of my upsets of the week, and I'm going to take Tulane 27-17.
I'm going to take SMU 28-7.
I got the Mustangs 37-24.
And I'm taking SMU as well. I think they're going to win this one 31-17. Next will be the number 1 Clemson Tigers will be visiting Georgia Tech to take on the Yellow Jackets.
And this is no upset. I'm taking Clemson 42-17.
I'm taking them 35-14.
I got them 55-21.
And I'm taking Clemson 42-10. Oh, now we have the big matchup of the weekend, as it'll be the number 2 Alabama Crimson Tide hosting the number 3 Georgia Bulldogs.
I think Alabama's a little ticked off. They felt they should have played a better game last week, which, you know, they had some great competition, but Alabama's going to take this 24-20.
I'm taking Georgia 28-21.
I got Georgia in the last minute with a field goal, 31-28.
Well, Alabama is now dealing with the fact that their head coach will more than likely be out due to a positive COVID test.
Is that right?
Yeah, so, but I think, I'm like James, I think they'll be a little ticked about the way they performed last week, and they'll come out and perform better, and I'm not sure how all that's going to work out with the coaching situation, but I think they'll pull it out 27-24.
You know, they'll have them on Skype or something.
Yeah. Well, I know I saw today he said that he was watching the practice like from home on the cameras in their facility, and had a trainer with a phone. So when he saw something he didn't like, he could make them redo it. Or
Yeah, he's gonna be in the press box by himself.
Yeah. He's gonna be there.
So,
but Alabama got a lot of points scored on them.
yeah, they did. Yeah, that defense didn't look like the usual Alabama defense. So now we'll move down from number 2 versus number 3. We'll have the number 4 team, which is the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, will be hosting the Louisville Cardinals.
I think Notre Dame will keep rolling and take this one 38-21.
I'm going to take Notre Dame 35-14.
I got Notre Dame 34-17.
Yeah, they're in South Bend, so I think Notre Dame's going to pull this one out, and I think they're going to win it 31-21. And here we move down to the number 5, North Carolina, Dino's honorary alma mater.
Yeah.
We'll be visiting Florida State to take on the Seminoles.
Here, let me clean that vomit off of there. I had to take North Carolina. I mean, they're a very impressive team this year.
Brian?
I'm taking them 45-35.
North Carolina 28-21.
I got Carolina 43-10.
Yeah, and you know, North Carolina, they're looking real solid this year in football. You know, they've always been a good basketball school, but they're transitioning and turning it over. And like Dino said, Mac Brown's doing a good job over there. I'm taking the Tar Heels as well. I think they're going to pull this one out, 35 to 24. And so here we go down to number 8, Cincinnati, who will be visiting against number 23, Tulsa.
That's another one of my upsets because I'm trying to catch up with y'all guys. So I'm taking Tulsa 30 to 28.
Oh. I'm taking Cincinnati 28-14.
I got Cincinnati 31-27.
And this one was pretty tough for me. I did go with Cincinnati, but I think Tulsa's going to put up a good game against them. But I have it being a 27-24 game with the Bearcats winning. Next we'll move down as number 10, the Florida Gators host the LSU Tigers.
I think the Gators will keep on chomping at it and take this one 35 to 28.
I got them 28 to 12.
I got Florida 42 to 30.
Now Florida gave up quite a few points last week too, and A&M was able to knock them off, you know, with an upset. That I don't know if any of us picked last week, but the Aggies beat the Gators.
I didn't pick them.
But I'm going to go with the Gators this week. LSU, they just haven't seemed to be able to put it all together.
They started out number 4 before season started?
I think Florida's going to win this one 24-21. So moving down, we were just talking about the Aggies, and after them beating Florida, who was number 4 at the time, I believe, or number 3, they took a jump way up to number 11 this week, and so the Aggies will be visiting Mississippi State.
And I will take the Aggies 27 to 17.
I'm gonna take them 35 to 14.
I got them 31 to 16.
I'm gonna take the Aggies in this one 27 to 17. Now moving down is number 13, Miami Hurricanes. The U play host to Pittsburgh.
I think Miami is going to take this one easily, 33 to 17.
I got Miami 35 to 14.
I got Miami 40 to 26.
And I'm going to take Miami in this one, 31 to 17. Now we move down to number 15, Auburn. The Tigers will be traveling all the way over to South Carolina to take on the Gamecocks.
I think Auburn is going to boost up their rankings after this week, and they'll take this one 27 to 17.
I'm going to take Auburn 35 to 14.
I got Auburn 27-13.
And I'm taking Auburn in this one 27 to 14. So we move down as Ole Miss will be the visiting team against the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Now I'm taking Ole Miss 28 to 21.
I'm taking Ole Miss 28 to 7.
I got Arkansas 21-16.
Arkansas had a good showing last week, you know.
Can they do it 2 weeks in a row though?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Dino's got the one upset this week. I did circle Ole Miss on my sheet, but I think it's going to be a close one. I'm going to go Ole Miss 21, Arkansas 17. Our next game is number 18, Tennessee, as they play host to the Kentucky Wildcats.
I think Tennessee will voluntarily take this one 24 to 17.
Well, I'm gonna take Tennessee 35 to 7.
I got Tennessee 31 to 6.
And I'm taking Tennessee 24 to 10. Next up, we have number 23, Virginia Tech, hosting Boston College.
I think this is going to be a little bit closer than what the score is going to say, but Virginia Tech's going to take this 34 to 20.
I got Virginia Tech 28 to 7.
I got Virginia Tech 30 to 24.
I'm taking Virginia Tech in this one as well. I think they're gonna win at 34 to 24. And moving down, we'll hit up some Big 12 teams as the West Virginia Mountaineers host the Kansas Jayhawks.
Yeah, I'm going to take West Virginia over the Jayhawks 26 to 21.
I'm going to take West Virginia 35 to 14.
I got West Virginia 24 to 7.
I'm taking West Virginia as well, but the way this season's gone in the Big 12, there's no telling how these games may shape up. But I think West Virginia will win this one pretty big, but I'm going to go 28 to 17. The last game on our list was the Oklahoma Sooners traveling to Waco to take on the Baylor Bears, but that game has been postponed. So they will more than likely have to reschedule that for a later date. So we're going to take a very quick break. We'll be back in 1 minute to finish up with our NFL predictions for this week.
Heritage Real Estate LLC, voted by readers of the Mexia News as the best real estate company and best realtor for 2020, is proud to support the Mexia Black Cats. Broker and owner Mitzi Eves, as well as Heritage Realtors Pat Adams and Kelly Lauderdale, are all graduates of Mexia High School. Together, Heritage Real Estate LLC Realtors have over 30 years of real estate experience, are very involved in the community, and are dedicated to their clients. Heritage Real Estate LLC works with sellers, buyers, and investors for residential, lake properties, lots and acreage, and commercial properties in Limestone, Freestone, Leon, Robertson, Navarro, and the surrounding counties. You can find Heritage Real Estate LLC listings on Realtor.com, Zillow.com, Trulia.com, and many other websites. Call Heritage Real Estate LLC at 254-562-7899 anytime for help with all your real estate needs.
If you've not accepted Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, if you've strayed away and are lost, if you need a church to call home and family, please don't put it off any longer. Your next breath is never promised. Visit Pastor James Deichler at Forest Glade Baptist Church, 4277 North Highway 14 in Mexia. He preaches straight from the Bible and never waters down the gospel. Church services are Sunday mornings starting at 10:45 a.m. A church that strives to advance the kingdom of God. Come be a part of this family.
All right, and we're back now, and we're going to finish up our prediction show this week as we bring you our NFL predictions. The first game on our sheet is the Tennessee Titans taking on the Houston Texans. So it's going to be who's the better Oilers in this game.
Yeah, I would say so. And I think the Titans are going to be the better ones this week, 24-17.
I got the Titans 28-21.
I got the Titans 35-17.
And I'm going to take the Titans in this one as well, 31-14. Our next game will be the Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Baltimore Ravens.
I think the winner out of these birds is going to be the Ravens, 28-21.
I got the Ravens 35-28.
I got the Ravens 42-6.
And I'm going to take the Ravens in this one, 35-21. Our next game is the Minnesota Vikings, and I somehow skipped this one, circling one of these. The Minnesota Vikings will be hosting the Atlanta Falcons.
I think the Vikings will take this 27-21.
I think the Falcons are going to win this game 28-14.
I got the Falcons 21-17.
And I kind of went back and forth. I think that may be why I missed it, because I was thinking about who I wanted to pick. So just by looking at it, I'm actually going to go with the Vikings because they're playing a home game. I don't know if they allow any fans in their stadium or not, though. But I think the Vikings will win a good one in this one, 21-17. Next, we'll have the Cleveland Browns will be traveling to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers.
The Browns are looking pretty good this year.
Yeah.
They really are. And I actually have them taking this one on the road, 33-28.
I've got the Steelers 35-28.
I got the Browns 35-27.
And I took the Browns in this one as well, 28-24.
Steelers are undefeated, aren't they?
Yeah, I believe so. The Browns are 3-1.
4-1.
4-1. I'm sorry, 4-1. You know, it's the best start to the season they've had in quite a while.
93.
Well,
So-
you know, every other year Cleveland used to always pick a quarterback.
Yeah, right. I've just been happy that they've been
Yeah.
successful because I have OBJ on my fantasy team.
I got the defense.
Our next game will be the Indianapolis Colts at home against the Cincinnati Bengals.
I think the Colts will take this one at home 21-10.
I got the Colts 35-21.
I got the Colts 24-16.
And I'm taking the Colts in this one as well, 24-17. Our next game will be the Detroit Lions versus the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And I'm going to take the Jags at home 26-20.
I'm going to take the Jags 28-21.
I got the Lions 28-26.
And I took the Lions as well, 24-21. So next, looking on down our page, we'll have the Carolina Panthers at home versus the Chicago Bears.
And I'm going to give the Bears this one on the road 21-17.
I'm going to take the Bears 35-28.
I got the Panthers 35-27.
And for some reason, I don't think this one's going to be as high scoring. I took the Bears 17-14. And then we'll move over to an NFC East game as the Washington football team will be visiting the New York Football Giants.
And I know if y'all watched that game the other day, that Jones kid looked pretty good.
Yeah.
And Freeman is looking good ever since he played for the Falcons. So I'm going to give the Giants this one 35-20.
I'm going to take the Giants 35-21.
I'm taking the Giants 24-21.
And I'm taking the Giants 28-27. Next, we'll move over as the New England Patriots. We'll take on the Broncos, the Denver Broncos. They'll be in Foxborough as the Patriots will be at home. And we'll see if they'll get to play this game this week because they've had a few games here postponed in the last couple of weeks. But what do you have, James?
I got the Patriots taking it 28-27.
I got the Patriots 35-14.
I got the Patriots 37-10.
And I have the Patriots 31-24. Next up, we all have the New York Jets visiting. They're going to go down south to the warmer weather as they go down to Miami to take on the Dolphins.
And this one makes me sick as well, but I took the Dolphins 28-14.
That's what I did, 28-14.
I got them 30-14.
I took the upset this week.
The Jets?
I did. I took the Jets. I took the Jets this week. We're going to see, but I think it's going to be a close one. But I'm going to go Jets 21-20. Next up, we'll have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be at home hosting the Green Bay Packers.
This is going to be a good one of the ages. But I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers over the GOAT, 26-24.
I'm going to take the Packers 35-14.
I got the Packers 30-27.
And I'm taking the Packers as well. And I got it as a 35-31 ball game. I know that should be some good quarterback play in that game. Next up, we'll have the St. Louis Rams on the road against the San Francisco. I said St. Louis. The Los Angeles Rams. Sorry, y'all. The Los Angeles Rams on the road against the San Francisco 49ers.
I think the Rams look pretty good, and they're going to win this one 24-10.
I got the Rams 28-21.
I got the Niners 28-20.
Oh, I took the Rams 28-24. Then moving on down, we'll have the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll be going up to New York to take on the Buffalo Bills.
I know the Bills are playing pretty good.
Yeah.
But Mahomes is ticked. And he's going to win this one 30-24.
I got the Chiefs to win 35-28.
I got the Chiefs 42-20.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs are going to give Buffalo their first loss.
Buffalo lost.
Oh,
They lost
last
night.
week. Oh, that's right.
Last night.
Hey, last night. I
they
forgot.
lost last night.
Yeah,
they got to play
last
again
night.
Sunday, don't they?
Yeah, and I think with the quick turnaround and then the Chiefs coming into town, it's not going to be good for the Bills. And I think the Chiefs are going to win that one 42-21. So then it'll bring up the big game as our Cowboys get the spotlight of Monday Night Football. As the Dallas Cowboys will be taking on, or they'll be hosting the Arizona Cardinals.
You know, I'm telling you.
Oh,
I usually have my reasons for picking against the Cowboys.
Goodness.
But y'all have watched that same defense that I've been watching. And the Cardinals' offense ain't half bad.
Right.
I think they're going to throw all over the Cowboys, and they're going to take this one 31-17 over the Cowboys. But I'll still be rooting for my Cowboys.
Well, I'm going to take the Cowboys 28-21.
I got the Cowboys 36-30.
Well, I'm picking my Cowboys. I'm just gonna hope that Kyler Murray has a real good game because he's my quarterback in fantasy. But I'm going to go with the Cowboys 35-34.
And I know we
and it's
Andy
going to be
Dalton
a tough
as a
one.
backup.
Yeah. It's going to be a tough one, you know.
He's no Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
No.
With Dak going down last week, and we want to send our best wishes to him with that injury.
He's out for the season, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
It was
4
his
to 6
ankle?
months.
His ankle, compound fracture.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it makes that pickup of Andy Dalton look a lot
Sure
better
does. It sure does.
from the offseason. Just to have an established quarterback coming in as your backup and now going to be your starter. So
I think it was crazy, though. They're showing his foot, and the commentator said, I hope it's a cramp.
Yeah.
Well, you don't see that foot?
That was Tony Romo, I believe, that said that.
Was it Tony?
Tony and somebody was doing the game.
I mean, that made me jump up out of my chair. I mean,
it goes back and makes you think of some of the bad ones that you've seen over the years.
I was watching a Duke game, and I think they was playing NC State. I think it was NC State, and the kid went up to defend and came down and just snapped his ankle. I hate to see things like that happen to athletes.
Right.
I really do.
Just hope he can, get it together. I know he had surgery, and he's going to have a long recovery, but not just because he's a Cowboy, but because he's a human being. We want to wish the best for him in his recovery. That brings us to the end of our prediction show for Week 8. As always, we want to thank you for tuning in. We will be bringing you the game via our live stream on Mexia Sports Network on Friday at 7:30 from Van, Texas, as the Mexia Black Cats will be traveling to take on the Van Vandals. Tune in. Let everyone know if they're not able to go and support the Black Cats in person. They can catch us as we bring the game to you on Friday night. As we always say before we leave, go Black Cats.
Mexia Sports Network would like to send a big thank you to our sponsors. Some may know and some may not know this business is funded by the owner and co-owner. However, we do offer sponsorships during sports seasons. When you sponsor a spot on the Mexia Sports Network, you get advertisement during live games. Also, your sponsorship assists in obtaining shirts for our announcers and equipment that is used to bring you better services. Thank you all to past and present